I'm Melanie V, and this is Introvert News. Our top story tonight, 47-year-old Brad Stinger of Rochester, New York, was arrested in the wee hours of this morning. 2 nights ago, he broke into the home of Enid Pendergast, where he bound the victim to her bedpost. Strangely, he only stole her paintbrushes, canvases, and easel. Ms. Pendergast is an introvert and an artist, and these were very expensive items. He was caught trying to sell these items on the street, and due to the heinous nature of the crime, stealing creative supplies from an introvert, he will be charged with a hate crime. In other news, a 17-year-old high school student and her parents are suing her school and school district. She says she's being forced to work in group projects and give group presentations, which she says she shouldn't have to do because she's an introvert. We spoke to the school's principal, Dr. Jennifer Rowdy, to get her reaction. Dr. Rowdy, what will the school do in response to this lawsuit from this girl and her parents? Well, this is an outrage. Nobody in the history of school has ever tried to sue for having to work in a group. We plan to fight this. We've got our school district lawyers and the state attorney general looking into this. I mean, what's next? The extroverts are gonna sue for having to work alone? There you have it. Back to you in the studio. She may be in for a fight, but we'll stand by our introvert friend, right folks? So our last story of the night is a human interest story. It's a very touching story, so have your Kleenex ready. And it's brought to you by our human interest reporter, Stephanie Jean. Stephanie? Thanks, Melanie. Yes, this is a very heartwarming story. This is the story of Celia Fredericks. She is 75 years old, lives all alone, as she has for most of her adult life. She never married, and she lives a modest, minimalistic lifestyle. She no longer works, so she once was a lyricist. She wrote songs for Lisa Loeb, Colby Calais, and even Diana Krall in the 90s and 2000s. We spoke with her about her life. Here she is in her own words. So it's been an interesting life, and I'm not done yet. I may not work anymore, but I still work on my hobbies. And sometimes I like to go up into my closet and pull out my old boxes and go through all my old stuff and reminisce. And wouldn't you know, the other day, I came across my old teddy bear. Can you believe this? I've had this bear since I was 5 years old. When I was a little girl, I would have nightmares quite often. I didn't want to wake up my mama all the time. So when I got him, I won him in a raffle when I was in 1st grade. I would sleep with him every night. And if I woke up and I had a nightmare and I was afraid, I'd put my face under his arm, or I'd bury my head behind his, and then I was able to go back to sleep. I talked to him too. He was like a friend. He still is. So what would you say to him now if he could hear you? I'd say, Teddy, you are my oldest and dearest friend. Thank you for protecting me from those silly childhood fears I had. You are my hero. I'll love you forever. I think I'm gonna fix him up. I'm gonna sew up the tears and fix him up and put him on display. He's too precious to be in a box anymore. Yes, he is. That was a wonderful story, Stephanie. I hope she fixes him up and has him for the rest of her life. I emailed her yesterday and asked her about that. She said she's already sewn up the tear and she's looking for the felt to replace the mouth. Melanie? Well, that's all the news today, our introvert friends. Until next week, I'm Melanie V for Introvert News.